Well, hello everybody, my name is Ling Pui. For today's video, what are we going to be talking about is about pie chart. And so basically, we're going to be answering two questions and one problem for this video. First is to why should we apply the three steps according to the document of angle, frequency, and percentage. Of angle, ratios, and percentages. Next, we're going to be talking about is tools to handle the data through different styles of handling data, and lastly is the how to use a protractor. So now let's get straight into our video. So first, let's look at angle. So what does angles help? Well, angle basically helps on visual accuracy, and the reason why we should use it, why should we actually learn on how to use our angle is that because we should have the angle so that we could show the exact share of the pie. We all know a pie chart has different slices, right? And on each percentage, it shows out a different part, a different share of the pie. And so we need the accuracy, and we also need the visual accuracy so that when we look at it, we know that it is correct. So we all need to actually got the hang of what is an angle. So now for this part here, we are going to basically have a formula to calculate the angle on our pie chart based on our percentage. So now here is our ruler. You could see that a whole circle like this angle is 360 degrees, right? So we are going to be calculating it by using the formula of frequency divided by the total frequency times 360%. So that will give us to the result of the angle of that total frequency. So let's say we have the favorite fruit for my family members, and so there's apple as one opinion, and so apple has let's say has like the percentage of 25 for 25 percentage, so I will change it into 0.25, so we could times 0.25 to 360 to got the problem. So basically the frequency here we have is 25, and then we divide by 100. So we got 0.25, and then we times it with 360. So that's our first part. Next, on ratios, ratios help us with the clear preparations. So as we know, ratios is like 1 over 5, or like 1 divided by 5. So it shows basically the reason why we should use it, or why we should got the hang of it, is that we could know the size difference of each part. Like if we have the ratio, we would got like a better look on the visualization, and that we could be able to look and see if whether or not is it big or is it small, and like when we look straight into it, we could got the hang of the ratio, and we could basically like estimate the percentage or the frequency of each categories. So that is one thing. Next, on percentages. This is basically the most important thing in pie charts, because basically pie charts works with percentages. Every single slice in your pie chart needs to have percentage to show it out. So it's really, really crucial, and if you don't have it, there's no pie chart at all. There's no information. And so it helps you to get a clear sense of the percentage of the frequency of that thing into that topic. So let's say we have 4 categories, and it could change, it could differ, but the total frequency of it will always be 100%. So it will always be 100% like this. And so each category could be like 25 or like 35, etc. But no matter what, all those categories could, when it added up, should be 100% for the accuracy. So that is our point. And so what is the formula for percentages? So our formula here is the total value of the categories divided by total value of categories, and then we got that, and then times 100. So 100 here is 100%, and so we've got the total percent. So That is why we should use these, and also the formulas for each one. So now let's look at the tools to handle data first before we move on how to use a protractor. First is for data collection. So on data collection, there's a lot of wide ways for you to do it. According to the document, we have some different ways, such as like first, carrying out a survey. So we could have like go out and ask interviews, etc. We could also have questionnaires on websites like on Google Form, or basically just going and ask the others. We could also have interviews, and we could also have votings, etc. So these could all be a part of data collection. Next we have is data organizations. So what data organization is that basically it is going to organize out in a clean and an accurate way. So we have different things such as like spreadsheets or on like different kinds of folders, etc. And we will put it up neatly, nicely into tables or into forms, into sheets, so that it is organized. Our important point here is it is organized. So that is our important point. Next is on data cleaning. So data cleaning is one important thing because it helps you to put away the unimportant things. So for our cleaning, we will have to remove all the errors and onto unnecessary parts. So we could have different kind of sheets such as like on Excel or Google Sheets, etc. It could be really useful tools for you to get with data cleaning, and we could also have other sheets that you know. Next is on data analysis. So you could have a lot of them. First is through different kinds of apps like Python, etc. It could be a thing if you know about how to use these. And also there's a lot of other ways to analyze data such as like through different skills that we've already known, such as average, statistics, etc. Those are the skills that we could imply into our use of data analysis. And lastly is on data visualizations. Data visualizations could have different parts such as like charts, graphs, bars, or diagrams, etc. So they could all be really useful thing for you, such as like there could be like bar graphs, line graphs, bar charts, Venn diagram, Carroll diagram, frequency tables, etc. These are the things that you could use on data visualization. So now let's look at on how to use a protractor. So let's see, we're going to have just one characteristic example and to have the example. And first we're going to calculate it to the percentage. So our percentage of it is 25%. Here is our one. Alright, so now we are going to need to transform it into the angle. So we could use our protractor here and draw it onto our pie chart. So remember, our pie chart should always be a circle like this, and we want to have one dot at the middle, so we could know how to actually calculate like the middle of the circle and then later be able to draw it. So now look into our percentage. We want to convert it into an angle. So how we convey is that we will use the formula. So first we use, so our formula is 25 divided by 100 and then times 360. So our total is 90, and so 90 here will be 90 degrees that you have. So our shape here will be 90 degrees. And so now for our protractor, how do we actually use it and how do we draw it? So now let's look. Now up on here you can see you need to put the protractor nicely and neatly, and on here is the 0 point. So you're going to put that 0 point right up on here. And then first, what do you need to do is that you will put the protractor, the 0 line up right here on the middle of the protractor. Then you can see right here is the 0 mark. So you will mark the 0 mark at first. And then you will use this protractor, put it right at that place. And then look at the angle of yours. So it will be 90, right? So mark it right here. And so now you are going to connect them into the proportions. and write down the percentage, which is 25%. And you could color it into different categories that you have into your data. So that's basically how you use a protractor. So for this video, what we have looked through is about why do we need to have the three styles of angle, ratios, and percentage, tools to handle data, and how to use a protractor. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.